My name is Christina Mendoza, and I'm a student at the University of Minnesota, majoring in forestry and natural resource management. I'd like to speak on the topic of U.S. oil consumption, but first let's touch on a subject that's currently happening in North Dakota. How many of you have heard of these phrases recently? I stand with Standing Rock. Water is life. Kill the black snake. The black snake is referring to the pipelines being built in North Dakota. A protest began in April 2016 to stop these pipelines from happening over native land. They have gained many worldwide support since then, and on December 4th, 2016, the Army Corps engineers denied easement through Lake Oahe and are looking for alternative routes for the pipeline. This would be a win for Standing Rock, but changing the route of the pipeline does not change the risk that it carries. If water is life, then we should protest this pipeline until they decide not to build it at all. But have you ever stopped to wonder why they keep building more and more pipelines, or why there is so much money to be made in the oil business? The answer is demand. Take a look at this slide. I'm sure many of you see items that you use on a daily basis. Most of us don't even know these products come from oil, and the products that we do know come from oil, such as gasoline, we view as a necessity. If you take a look at the U.S. oil consumption compared to other countries in 2015, you see that we are the #1 consumer. We're consuming about 19.4 million barrels per day in 2015. Even though 2015 was China's highest year of oil consumption with 10.23 million barrels per day, we are still almost doubling that. And China has a population of over 1 billion more than us. Well, why is consuming so much oil an issue? The effects of extracting this oil from the ground and consuming it are having some very alarming effects. One method we use is called fracking. This method gets gas and oil out of the ground. For this method, you have to pump large amounts of water into the ground, hoping to widen these cracks underneath the crust. When we widen these cracks, we are releasing trapped gas and oil molecules. But since we can't control where all of these molecules are going, it's been known to get into local water wells, and residents have been able to set their faucet waters on fire, unable to drink it. It is also known to cause earthquakes. Another method we use is called tar sands. This method requires us to clear cut the boreal forest, derive rivers from their natural flow, and drain wetlands. We are then left with these open tar sands. These tar sands are constantly releasing CO2 into the atmosphere, which is the #1 cause of global warming. The oldest mill opened in 1967, and they've stated that they've only restored 9% of the land they've operated on. That means that 91% of the land they've worked on still looks like this open tar field today. When it comes to transporting this oil, it's not a matter of if there will be an oil spill, but when. There's an estimated 20,000 oil spills reported to the federal government each year, all varying in severity, but each having an impact. They contaminate our food, our water, destroy habitats, and take away lives, both human and wildlife. We need to rethink our relationship when it comes to oil, and finding alternative energy sources is one way we can do that. Green energy sources are a sustainable way of energy, and these things occur naturally on the earth, like the wind blowing, the water flowing, and the sun shining. They produce drastically less greenhouse gas emissions and provide cleaner air for us. Are we as a country going to dig into the earth's crust until we find every last drop of oil? It is up to us. If we don't start caring and acting in a manner to improve our situation, it will only get worse. The beauty of our earth will diminish. We will be left with these open tar fields as our landscape, uninhabitable by any living creature. Our water will continue to diminish as it gets used for fracking or contaminated by oil. And our land will die along with its creatures as the rise in heat occurs from global warming. It is up to us to change. We do not need to be scientists to make a difference or have a lot of money. It just takes one step. at a time. And I do mean a literal step. One step towards the recycling bin instead of the trash can. A step towards your bike or the bus instead of your car. Or even setting up carpooling with school or work. Using reusable bags at the grocery store instead of the plastic ones they provide us with. We can all contribute in lessening U.S. oil consumption. What's happening in Standing Rock is just a battle, but the war on oil will still rage on. If you want to help the Standing Rock and the world, we need to consume less oil. We can greatly improve our environment and health. All it takes are these little decisions we make on a daily basis. Are you really going to let stuff be more important in your life than your health and the planet you live on? I want you to think of something. I want you guys to really think about what is not most convenient to you now, but what will benefit you and your children in the future. I leave you with this quote. Thank you.